What's up, you guys? It's your girl Mo Christine. On today's episode of Kicking It, we've got at Shoobox _ on Instagram. Now, he makes some dope sneaker pins and also some dope sneaker candles. Had to get him on the show. He loves kicks, so let's go. All right, hello.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you so much for kicking it with me.
Looking forward to kicking it with Mo.
Yeah. Now I saw your page and you have some dope pins. You make the candle. Like, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
So a little bit about myself. Naturally, I'm a graphic designer. I do that as my trade. And then sneakerhead, huge sneakerhead. So I kind of during COVID, actually, having some extra time at home, I kind of figured, what can I do? How can I kind of like, escape a little bit and kind of like distract myself from what's going on now that I have some free time of not traveling into work. So I started just like drawing. And I've always kind of like drawn sneakers in the past, but I kind of really focused on it the last year or so. And then it actually started last year's Air Max Day is when I drew the Air Max 1 London edition. And I decided to kind of post that and talk about it. And then very shortly after that, started my Instagram page. Um, and then at first, it was just an outlet, a creative outlet to get my work out there, just to kind of like see what people thought about it. Started getting really good feedback. And then based off of that, I was kind of like, okay, like what can I do here in order to kind of like take this to another level? Like I just don't want to kind of like showcase art. There's a lot of pages out there that do that, and like full respect to all of them. I love it. I love seeing other people's styles and like how they illustrate differently, even though it could be like the same shoe, for example, but it's like they put their twist on it. So I was kind of like, I want to treat this differently a little bit. I also have like a huge production background in terms of like kind of like event spaces, like so planning those and building those out, and a lot of like promo items from like my past agency jobs. So I decided to kind of like make a sneaker pin. I was kind of like, I love pins. I've always collected them. I find it super rare to see sneaker pins. Like you don't really see them that often. So I took my first illustration of my Chicago Jordan 1s and I made some pins. I made about 50 pins to start, and those sold out within a couple of weeks. So I was kind of like, wait, maybe I'm onto something here. Like, you know what I mean? And then slowly started introducing new colorways of the Jordan 1, which if you're on my page, you'll kind of see like that's predominantly like what I do carry is Jordan 1 pins. And then from there, seeing that it was kind of like becoming a little bit of like a success, I'm like, okay, like how can I give back to the community now? Like what else can I do to elevate what Shoebox is all about and what I can do? So I started taking 10% of all proceeds, and then I put those towards buying new kicks for underprivileged kids in the community. And the community being Toronto for right now, obviously, but the goal is to obviously like branch out and focus on multiple communities like across Canada and then eventually like into the States and stuff.
Wow, we love it.
Yeah.
Gosh, yes, we support that hustle. Everybody check him out. Buy a pin. At least you know that it's going towards a good cause. Wow.
It is, yes.
Well, okay. So, how did your love for kicks start, or how did it grow?
To be honest, I can't really pinpoint an exact moment as to like when it started or when it grew. I think if I had to like kind of like relay it back would be I always kind of like wanted to be a little bit different in school, like growing up. And it was like I think it started with the shoes. And first day of school, you go back to school shopping, and you go and you're looking at all these shoes, and in a fortunate spot where like I was able to kind of pick out a new shoe every year. which is also like one of the main reasons why I give back, is to kind of give those kids the same feeling, you know? And yeah, I just wanted to be different. I didn't want to pick up like the standard kind of like regular shoes that like every kid would have. So I kind of like started looking for something different. So my first pair was actually like the Jordan Son of glove. I don't even know if like, do you remember what they even look like? They were like, I think they were like, the base of it was like a Jordan 11, and then they had this like all leather like sleeve that went over it with a zipper. Like they're all like I'm aging myself, but they're from like a while ago, you know. And I think that's what kind of like sparked my interest in sneakers, like always wanting to have like that different pair. And then as I got older, it's kind of like basing my outfits around different sneakers and like, you know, what hat can I match with this, or like which jersey, you know, etc. So that's kind of like how my love for sneakers grew, and just appreciating them for like the design factors like that they actually are.
Yes, yes, for sure, for sure. All right, now how many pairs would you say that you own right now?
That's a good question. I'd probably say any like in comparison to most sneaker collectors, like I don't consider myself like a collector. I have a few that I've stocked and like that I will like refuse to wear, but I tend to like wear all of my shoes. So I'd say maybe like 30 to 40,
Okay.
which isn't crazy in comparison. Like, you know, you get these guys where like, you know, they have the backgrounds where it's all boxes and stuff. Like that's not me, you know.
Yeah, crazy, but it's okay. It doesn't even matter. Quantity doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Quality matters.
it's yeah, I
And
agree.
have a love for the culture itself, the sneaker culture itself, right?
That's what it is. Yeah, the community, just to see like, you know, how much hustle, like how much hustle is behind it. Like whether you're a reseller, whether you're like kind of start your own business and doing art and kind of accessories like I'm doing, or you know, you can have like a streetwear brand. Like you start once you're involved in the sneaker community, you kind of start to see like just how tight knit like we really are, and how much like we kind of bounce off each other.
Yeah,
It's really fascinating. Yeah.
yeah, I love it. So, how much do you think you've spent on kicks?
Like in lifetime or like the last.
Let's try to say a lifetime. Maybe you can range it.
It's tough. I don't even know. I guess if we were to do like, let's just say like we did like a quick average here. I don't know. I try. The important thing is I try and get them for retail value, not resale. I only go down the resale avenue like if I absolutely have to have a pair, and that hasn't really been too often because these resale prices just get like a little out of control.
Crazy.
I don't know. I'd probably say like somewhere like 15 grand or something like over the course of like, you know, the beginning,
Yeah.
whenever that was, right? Which in hindsight isn't like, it sounds like a big number, but then you see somebody like, you know, paying, you know, 10 grand just for like a Travis Scott or something. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not that bad. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's just true.
Glass half full, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. All right. So let's get into our kicking it questions, the three main questions I ask everybody. What are your three go-to slash top pairs? And if you have them, we want to see them.
I do have them. I'll go grab them quickly,
Yeah.
and then I'll kind of give you the rundown on why they're my top pairs. Just give me 1 second.
Crap. We'll wait. We'll wait. Everybody check out his page. I mean, those pins look dope. The candle looks dope. It's going to a great cause. So why not? Check them out. I'm super excited. This way. Oh, perfect.
Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries.
So I have so these are my tops, and I'm gonna say they're my tops for different reasons. One is nostalgia. One was something I created, which I'm super proud of, and then the other one is just the gotta give shout outs to the man Tinker Hatfield and his design brain and his kind of like everything behind it. So the first one's actually the Tinker Hatfield Air Max 1
Ooh, okay. Case.
schematic. Yes, and I did make a custom case for it just because I love them so much in my whole background, right? So the Air Max 1 Tinker Hatfield schematic. Love the shoe. A lot of people just think it's like a beater or, you know, I personally think it's underrated. I'm a huge Air Max 1 fan, and I just love the whole concept between like him calling out like what he's gonna do on the shoe, like what materials, the dimensions, like all that sort of stuff. Like I think it's so well thought of and so different. So that's definitely like one of my top pairs right there. The other one being again Tinker Hatfield, but the OG Air Max 1 Anniversary Reds. These changed the game in the sneaker industry. And if you were able to actually cop one of the Air Max 1 candles that Shoobox released, like I did like a whole call out to everything in there about like what it did for the sneaker industry, which was super cool. Still have a couple left. I'm going to plug myself here. I still have a couple left on the website for anyone who's interested in copying them.
Okay.
And then my third pair, my top. So Foot Locker this past summer ran a contest for the 6, and you had to kind of come up with your own shoe design based off of the city in Toronto. So I kind of started thinking like Jeff Staple and how he did his pigeon dunks, and he used the pigeon as kind of like the symbol for New York and how New Yorkers would like, you know, associate that with the city. So I kind of took it in a like similar spin, but I did mine based off of like, regardless if you like them or not, the Toronto Blue Bin is something that like every Torontonian like sees when they're down the street and they know that it's from Toronto. So I did a pair of Air Force Ones in a navy blue and a black, and I have like a shout out to like the raccoons on there. I did a recycling logo in like as the made out of Nike checks, and then on the other side I've got like the Blue Bin number, and then I've got like the City of Toronto logo on there.
Nice.
So yeah, so these were these were my first ever customizing pair. Never painted a shoe ever before, so it was kind of like a weird experience in terms of ruining a pair. Like, you know, you kind of get like that fear of like you start lathering on your first coat of paint and you're just like, oh my god, like what am I doing to these shoes, like, you know. But in the end it was like super cool, awesome experience. And yeah, again, Air Force Ones normally like I don't wear these personally just because of the whole kind of like story behind them. But Air Force Ones aren't special to like most people. They're just like your kind of like beater shoe. Like everybody has a pair, but these are definitely like my top 3 for sure.
Those are really nice. I love when people get creative and customize their kicks. Like that's just amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So are there any past releases that you wish you caught?
Oh, definitely. Most recent, I think, would have to be the Blazer Ready Made. Absolutely loved what they did with it. Everyone like all the hype like leading up to it. Everyone was kind of like, no, these are trash. Like they don't look good. And I was kind of like, yeah, keep saying that because I hope I get to cop a pair on sneakers, you know. But of course, you log on to sneakers at like 7 a.m. and gone. And I'm just like, come on, everyone was hating on these things, right? So definitely wish I had grabbed a pair of those. I can't say that I didn't try. But again, like as I mentioned before, like not going to go down the road of paying, like resale value for those because I think it's around $500 right now, and yeah, not going to happen for sure. Another pair would probably be the Nike Sakai Waffles, the black and white. Love those. Again, just love what Nike did in terms of combining the two shoes, the whole design aspect behind it. Again, one of the main reasons why I love sneakers so much is just like all the design that goes into it, all the production, the sketches, the rounds of revisions, the materials, like everything. So to take two shoes and kind of mold them into one and have like double swoosh, double laces, double tongues, it's kind of like, if you were to bring that up, people would be like, you're nuts. Like, that's going to look so bad. But I thought they did an amazing job with all colorways. But I'm a black and white guy, as you can tell. So yeah, definitely missing out on those. And again, the resale value on those is like ridiculous. So I'm not even going to touch those. And then probably the Air Max one, the Paras. Love those. Love the color blocking on it. Again, not for everybody, but I think just because of like the hype they created, I think a lot of people grabbed them, even though they're not fans. But a big thing for me on those two is like the color blocking I mentioned, but the box it comes in is like an art piece itself. And I absolutely like love that. I don't keep all my boxes. I'm not one of those where I'm like just have piles of boxes, but that one would be definitely one that I would keep just because it's an art piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those would be the three that I wish I got. Maybe one day down the line, I might, maybe, who knows, right? You see raffles and stuff, and who knows?
Yeah, well, dang, yeah. I wish I got those first two, the Blazers and the Sakai's. Jeez, like, damn.
Yeah, the Blazers, they just did such an amazing job at like just kind of like taking it. And then the whole like recycled material business, like that's something that I think is super important that Nike is like striving towards.
Are there any, are there any upcoming releases that you plan on going for?
To be honest, like nothing, there was the Air Max 1 Evolution of Icons, which was super cool. Again, the thought process behind it and combining 10 different shoes, not making them look the same, I thought was amazing. Ended up copying those. And then there was the pre-days, which they also launched on Air Max Day, which I thought is a cool innovation and a step forward for what Nike's doing in terms of like, 20% of the shoe is all recycled material. The box is recyclable. They didn't even put tissue paper in it to kind of like limit the use of like, waste that they're going to be producing from the shoes. So those were going to be future that I ended up copying. But if I had to get one that's kind of like on the list right now, would just be like the Jordan 1, the Hyper Royals that are going to be dropping later on this month. Just like a nice light blue, white, perfect for summer,
Clean.
They're so clean, so clean. And I believe they're suede. I think they're suede, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be completely wrong. So don't quote me on that.
No worries. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're nice. But other than that, no, I think I need to like just slow it down a little bit and just like, it's tough. It's tough. And, I had a conversation with somebody not too long ago, and it's just like when you see these releases, it's like if you want them, you have to try and go after them, just to try and get like the retail price, because to get them at resale value is just like it's becoming crazy. So you have to end up copying like 1, 2, 3 pairs a week just to kind of like pay regular price for them.
Yes. The life of a sneaker lover.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna sneak this question in. We're to go out and you gotta choose an outfit. Are you choosing the fit first or are you choosing the kicks first?
Definitely the kicks. The kicks is the first thing that I'll go after. I'll kind of like, first I'll assess the weather. That's the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm either asking Siri what the weather is or I'm looking out the window. Because if it's like any sort of raining, like I'm not wearing certain shoes. I protect all of them anyways, but I don't know. Sometimes it's just like, it's not 100% waterproof. So I'll assess the weather first, then choose the kick, and then the outfit gets built off the kick for sure.
Nice. Yes. All right. Well, there you have it. You kicked it with Mo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mo. It was a pleasure kicking it with you. Loved every second of it.
No problem. Now, before we sign off, you want to let people know what's coming up for you in Shoobox?
There's quite a bit, actually. Quite a bit. Some of it I can talk about. Some of it I can't, just because I'm going to keep it limited. So the candle drop was a huge success for us, and we've got some other things planned in terms of like the same method. So focusing on something in the sneaker industry, creating an absolutely wicked product and dropping that as a limited drop. But we do have some more pin releases coming out. We're going to be continuing to purchase sneakers for kids. Due to the candle drop, we were able to raise close to $400. So we're going to be buying some shoes for kids with those funds. So thank you everybody who was able to support in that sense. And then just like, yeah, just new products are always spinning. They're always here. It's just a matter of like, you know, actually being able to settle down and get them out for everybody. So yeah.
Thanks. All right, so everybody check him out. What's your Instagram? Let them know one more time.
So Instagram is Shoobox, SHOOBOX_, and then the website is shopshoobox.com.
All right, thank you so much. I guess I will kick it with you another time.
Sounds great, Mo. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy that episode? Well, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.